KGH Academy. Now we'll deal the topic in the first chapter, that is your major challenges to the Indian economy. So there we have dealt some points. Now some topics. Now I'm going to deal about the balance of payment. Balance of payment. Now, before this, we have to know what is foreign trade, how the foreign trade occurs. What is foreign trade here, right? So what is about your foreign trade? Now, how this foreign trade occurs? Listen carefully. That suppose in your economy, we have already seen that there are factors of production. What are the factors of production? Land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. Land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. So these are your factors of production that is taking place, right? For the land, what you will get? You will get rent. Okay. For the labor, what you will get? You will get wages. For capital, you will get interest. And for the entrepreneur, you will get profit. So, can I say that these factors of production, okay, factors of income and factors of production. So, every economy in the country is having a boundary, and every economy or every country is having limited resources. Yes, so every economy is having a boundary and resources are limited, right? So I can say this out of these factors of production, that every economy is having a boundary. Right? Every economy is having a boundary and resources are limited. Resources are limited. But demands are unlimited. Demands are unlimited. Demands are unlimited. And resources are limited. So for that, what happens here? If the demands are unlimited and the resources are limited, what will be the phenomena here in this case? Then simply, you know that there will be aggregate demand. Aggregate demand will not match with the supply. Yes or no? The aggregate demand of the economy will not match the supply. Then what will happen? Then the trade will take place between across the nations, across the borders. The trade has to take place. Clear? Now, if the trade has to take place, listen. If the trade has to take place, then there should be some system between the two countries so that the trade might be, the trade between the two countries, there should be some system so that trade will be smooth and amicable. What is the system called as? The system is your barter system. Barter system. So this barter system started in the medieval period itself. Medieval period, ancient period, right? In the ancient and medieval period only this barter system started. That means what happens, whatever the surplus if I am having and whatever the deficits they are having, then the surplus will be transferred to them and deficit will be transferred to them. So surplus and deficit, surplus will be transferred to them, deficits will be transferred to them. Like for example, you take an example here. Like for example, you see, but there are some limitations to this barter system also. What are these limitations? First of all, see here, surplus is transferred. Like for example, I don't have onions. Suppose you see, onions are surplus in my economy and gas is surplus in my economy. So onions will go here and gas will come this side. Is it clear? So onions will go this side and gas will come this side. So surplus and deficit. Now take an example, one more example. When the British were trading with India during the medieval period, the Britishers said, when they came for the trading, they saw that the jewelries that India makes, they are very good design. Now if they are very good designed and if they are made, then they said that, sir, we are having a surplus of wine. Okay, we are having a surplus of wine and you are having a surplus of jewelry. So do one thing, sir, we will provide you wine and you provide us your jewelry. But suppose if liver is not well, then what will happen? Will he demand the wine? He will say, I don't require any wine. Then the system, barter system may have a negative impacts. If one is demanded, the other is not demanded, whatever the demand or whatever the surplus which is there or deficits which are there, then the problem arises. And that problem is nothing but barter system. To solve that problem, there is introduction of currency. And this currency should be globally accepted. Globally accepted. Now, which currency is globally accepted? Which currency is globally accepted? Question. Which currency is globally accepted? And why that currency is globally accepted? The currency which is globally accepted is your dollar. Dollar. Yes or no? The currency which is globally accepted is dollar. Why the dollar is accepted? Because the size of the economy, okay, see, any currency that is acceptable, currency is the lifeblood of the economy. So the currency is your lifeblood of economy. Now if it has to be globally accepted, the size of the economy should be larger, that it should have a domination in the trade, and also it should have stability in the economy, it should have more resources. You see, America, the US dollars has plenty, the size of the economy is larger, $20 trillion dollars. $20 trillion, the largest GDP growth. Size of the economy is more, resources are more, the stability of the economy is there, and also the share in the trade, they are having huge amount of share in the trade with the other countries. That's why the globally the dollar, US dollar is accepted. You take Singapore dollar also. The size, it depends upon the sound of the economy. The size of the economy, sound of the economy. So the currencies which is accepted across the borders, they are called as, see, like you have Canada dollars also, your pounds, yen, etc. Right? Dollars particularly. So the currency which is accepted across the globe is called as hard currency. What is this called as? Hard currency. Am I clear? This is called as hard currency. The currency which is accepted at the global level are called as hard currencies. Okay, then Indian currency is not an hard currency. Okay, Indian currency is your soft currency. Our currency is soft currency. Indian currency is soft currency. Am I clear? Right? Now listen carefully that suppose you see here, now I want a trade to take place. Now all the transactions, see, suppose for example, in order to buy something I have to earn something. Yes, in order to buy something I have to earn something. See, in my economy I don't have dollars, foreign currency, to buy something. So what I will do, I will suppose in India, this is my country and this is your another country, and this country are in rupees and this country are in dollars, and globally accepted is also globally, that is your hard currency. Hard currency is also dollar. Now let us see this. If this is a hard currency, then what I have to do, I have to see, if I have to purchase some machineries from outside, first I have to export something. So what I will do, I will export some jewelries. So some jewelry I have exported. Export, this is called as. If I export them, what will happen? He will pay me in terms of dollar. So a dollar will come into my economy. Now with this dollar I can import something. Import, with this dollar I can buy or I can import something. So to earn, see, to buy I need to earn. Okay, in order to buy I need to earn also. See here, like for example, if the imports are 100 rupees and exports are 80 rupees, how much deficit I have? How much deficit I have? The deficit I have is $20 of rupees. So this $20, what I have to do? I have to borrow this $20. Borrow. From where? From the international market. From the banks, foreign banks, I can borrow it. But I need to pay again. See, in order to borrow, what I have to do? If I borrow it, what will happen? See, in order to borrow, what will happen here? See, if I have to borrow it, I need to pay the principal plus also interest rate. Yes or no? I have to pay the principal and interest. That means I have to earn more. For earning more, I need to export more. That is called trade deficit. That means this is called trade deficit. Trade deficit. Suppose in the economy, if imports and exports If imports are 80, exports are 100, then this is called surplus trade. Surplus trade. Is it clear? Now, if imports and exports are equal, then it is generally this will not never happen in the economy. It is an ideal conditions for such things to occur. Okay, it is an very ideal conditions for such things to occur. That is simply nothing but your imports equal to exports in this case. Imports are equal to exports in this case. That is your imports equal to exports. That is your surplus, or this is your surplus, this is your deficit. This is your foreign trade. That means the trade of one country, or the trade of one country, whether it is an exports or imports with the other countries, it is called as a foreign trade. Foreign trade. Is it clear? What is foreign trade? The imports and exports, buying or selling goods and services either from one country or from the other countries, or from the other countries, or from by one country with the rest of the countries is called as foreign trade. That means buying and selling goods and services at international level or with the other countries is called foreign trade. Is it clear? So, foreign trade. Now, we have to know this foreign trade because now we are going to deal a topic called as balance of payment. Okay? Now, listen. Balance of payment. Right? So, next topic is, that is in this only, the balance of payment. Now, what is this balance of payment? Then we will see the questions related to it. Balance of payments. Simply, you see, suppose any transaction has to take place. Okay, that transaction, you see, for example, now if I am doing, suppose a Mr. A is there, and this Mr. A is doing a trade with your Switzerland country, with that means Mr. B in the Switzerland. Right? Now, if, see here, whatever he will pay in terms of dollars only. Yes or no? He will pay in terms of dollars. That is globally accepted. That's why he will pay in terms of dollars. Right? Clear? Now, if something, suppose you see, now how this dollars, first I have to earn, then I can buy. Yes or no? First I have to earn, then only I can buy. So, Mr. A will go to SBI, State Bank of India, and he will say, sir, I want to open a trade account with you. Trade related account. Then they will say, okay, fine, very good. So what are you trading? They will say, sir, I am trading a jewelry. Sir, I am trading a jewelry. Okay, fine. So what they will do, sir, I need in terms of, I am exporting it. Okay, I am exporting it. So, whenever he will open a bank account, the bank will give him SWIFT code, international code. SWIFT card, like SWIFT code. Society, full form, it is there. Just see that. So, SWIFT code. So, this SWIFT code, by using this SWIFT code will be given to Mr. B. And Mr. B will deposit in the account, in this account, dollars. Now, where it has come? It has come under SBI. So, SBI will convert that rupees dollars into rupees, and it will place in the account of Mr. A. Mr. A account lo dollars kaadu rupees padtayi. That means this transaction is maintained by the RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So it is a record of transactions in the foreign trades maintained by the RBI, or simply balance of payment means the transaction of one country with the rest of the country in a given period of time in the foreign trade is called as balance of payment. I'll repeat. See, if the transaction of one country with the rest of the country, the transactions of one country with the rest of the country, okay, in terms of foreign trade, of one country with the rest of the country in terms of foreign trade, is nothing but in a given period of time is called as balance of payment. Is it clear? That is nothing but balance of payment. It is called balance of payment. Now, balance of payments have two accounts that I will explain now. One capital account, the other current account. Now, what is there in the capital account? What are there in the current account? That we have to see now. Clear? So, what are there in the capital account? What are there in the current account? Right? Now, see here. What is there in the capital and current account? So, balance of payment is, first just write down the definition. It is a balance of payment is a record of transaction of one country with the rest of the country in a given period of time. Okay, in a given period of time. Okay, like for example, you see, if an individual dealing with the foreign currency like remittance, it is also a transaction. If corporates are buying something from the foreign market, it is also a transaction. If the government is paying or taking loans from the outside, they are also transactions. So all the transactions, whether individual, corporates or governments, government bodies, okay, companies, government bodies outside the country with the other countries, these transactions consist of imports and exports of goods and services and capital, as well as transfer of payments. Such foreign aid or foreign aid and remittance is nothing but balance of payment. Okay, that is called as a balance of payment.